Hey, I'm Dustin Johnson, and this is my putting technique. Obviously, as soon as I walk up to the green, my first look's always going to be from behind the ball. I'll set my ball down. I use a line on the ball, which I've started using like middle of last season. I'd always mess with it a little bit, but I just started using it. It just helped me. I felt like I was more consistent. And so always look at it from behind the ball. I'll line the line up where I think how the putt's going to break. And then I'll go into my routine, which is reading it behind the ball. Then I'll walk and look on the other side. My next read will be on the low side of the putt. So if it's breaking left to right, I'll go on the low side. If it's right to left, I'll go, just on the way it's breaking, I'll get on the low side. And that's how I kind of look at the speed and kind of look where it's breaking. I can see if it's, breaking more at the end or in the middle or whatever it might be. And so, I kind of almost will do a complete 360 around the putt. But always look, this side is how I judge the speed, just because it's easier to see the speed. And so my brother, AJ, my caddy, he reads the putts too. He does aim point. And so he'll give me where he thinks it is, and I'll check it on my line. And most of the time, we read it the same. I mean, obviously there's cases where we don't. And so we'll talk about it and figure out who has it read right. It's a mix, but I win the arguments. I think it's just moving a hair left to right down the hill. Once I set into the ball, I'll put my left hand on my right arm. And where that came from is a drill that I do on the practice screen. I'll hit putts one-handed with my arm on here. I don't know, I just started doing it one day on the golf course and it worked. Just because my tendency throughout the day is, I'll start good with my right elbow in a good position, but then by the end of the day, my tendency is to work where my right arm gets a little high and then, putting gets a little more sporadic. So it's just a check, just to make sure that I've got my arm in the position I want it. And then from there, I just try to stroke it.